Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here with you today on the last day of the week to finish up talking about the topic of grace. I hope you've thought about it some. I hope you've come to understand what unmerited favor God has for you and for me. And I want to finish my week with a verse from Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 18. And here's what it says. So the Lord must wait for you to come to him, so he can show you his love and compassion and grace. For the Lord is a faithful God, and blessed are those who wait for his help. Now, this is interesting. God is the most powerful entity in the universe. He created everything else. God can do anything he wants to do. Yep, he sure can. But yet, he says over and over and over again, and here too, that he waits for you to come to him. God won't force himself on you or anybody else. God won't make you do what he wants you to do. God won't twist your arm, change your circumstances in order to make you follow him. You have to choose it. Grace is available, but we have to come to it. It's not so much that he doesn't want to help us. It's not so much that he doesn't want to care about us. But he wants us to come because we want to be there, not because we have to. Have you ever gone somewhere that you were obligated to go and you didn't really want to go? Maybe it was a meeting. Maybe it was a party. Maybe it was something that's supposed to be fun and you just weren't in the mood. If you go because you have to, you should have stayed home. Whatever the event, time, experience, whatever it was that was going to help you doesn't, because you just flat out don't want to be there. Well, the same is true with God. To use the illustration of his arms reaching out to you, even though you don't deserve it, even though I don't deserve it, even though I mess up just like you, maybe more than some of you, maybe some of you more than me. But his arms are open and wide. We just have to kind of come to it. It kind of reminds me of a little kid who's learning how to walk. I don't know if you've been around any of those recently, but they're staggering around. They don't really know what they're doing, and they fall and they get up. And somebody reaches up, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And when the baby realizes whatever goes on in their head, I don't know what goes on in their head, but the baby realizes this is going to be special. They usually smile and they start as fast as they can to get to you. And even if they stumbled at the very end, for some reason, I guess they understand you'll pick them up. You know, when we reach out to God, he picks us up. It goes on to say, We wait for it so he can show us his love and his compassion and grace. For the Lord is a faithful God. Blessed are those who wait for his help. God is faithful. No mistakes, no pretending. It's not a fake. He really, 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 really will do what he says he'll do. And he'll do it every time. And your life is in, as the commercial says, in good hands when you're in the hands of God. And he says you'll be blessed. Maybe you don't want to be blessed. I know that sounds kind of goofy to me, but maybe there are people out there who are so into themselves, that's all they want. Maybe you've walked by yourself for so long, you just don't know any other way. Maybe you're so discouraged, you don't think there's another way. Well, I just want to share that there is. It's called grace. God's unmerited favor that reaches out to you regardless of what you've done. If, as it says here, if you come to him. See, it really is pretty simple. It's just actually really, really simple. But as I say here, it's complicated. But the complication is not your problem. You don't have to figure out how to be forgiven. You don't have to figure out why you should be forgiven. You don't have to figure out how in the world can someone give you grace. You don't have to think about any of that because God already has. Your part is real simple. Coming to the Lord. And this passage, as I've talked about all week, makes it very, very clear. When we are willing, in spite of everything, to put our lives in the hands of the Master, he welcomes us and covers us and loves us. Not just for that moment, but for every moment afterwards. Well, I hope this week has been insightful in some ways. Hope you've learned a few things. I hope this weekend you'll look for evidences of God's grace. You'll look for places where his goodness really is trying to reach into your life. Thanks so much for listening. If you have a concern or a prayer need, let us know. We'll do everything we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. So until next week, have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.